So Mr. Clean Energy himself, the king of Tesla, Elon Musk, tweeted this today. Hate to say it, but we need to increase oil and gas output immediately. Extraordinary times demand extraordinary measures. And then he responds to himself, obviously this will negatively affect Tesla, but sustainable energy solutions simply cannot react instantaneously to make up for Russian oil and gas exports. Now remember, this is the guy that was, first he pumped Bitcoin when he first learned about it. And then he talked negatively about it when he discovered that, it might be a little bit bad for the environment. And then the price tanked subsequently based on that comment. So for him to say something like this, it's very significant. And why he's saying this? Because the price of oil impacts inflation. Inflation's out of control right now. It was before the Ukraine crisis. Now here we are with oil supply at risk. We've got an administration who doesn't want to tap into resources here and is instead going to Iran and OPEC begging them for cheap oil. It's just crazy. It's beyond comprehension that people that run the country don't get this. So what's the relationship between oil and inflation? Oil goes up, inflation goes up. It's that simple. Oil is everything, from the plastic on the table here to the plastic in your cars to the oil and gas that go into the trucks that deliver all the supplies. It's a necessary cost, and when that cost goes up, everyone has to raise their prices. It's pretty simple. It's a pretty simple concept. But what I think he's really talking about, a lot of people and CEOs of banks and analysts, they're starting to talk about this on some of the talk shows. But food inflation, wheat futures are soaring right now because of the crisis in Ukraine, and food prices could be next. Russia and Ukraine are considered the breadbasket of Europe. Russia, together with Ukraine, both account for roughly 29% of the global wheat export market. Therefore, if you take Russia and Ukraine out of this mix here, all these other countries now have to feed the world. Once their supplies start to dry up, they're going to start stockpiling for their own people, and the demand is going to shoot prices even higher. We could have a serious food shortage in the world. We're talking the likes of a famine like we've never seen. Of course, there were a lot of comments to Elon's tweets, a lot of replies, and the stupidest comment award goes to this fella right here. Why would we increase oil and gas output? Do you know nothing about the environment? If we do that, it will cause the temperature of the world to increase in like 5 degrees or something like that, that which is bad for the planet. We need to decrease oil and gas output immediately! Exclamation point. No, you idiot. We literally have a nuclear plant under attack, on fire right now, and this guy's worried about oil and gas affecting the planet. I think we got bigger problems. I don't know, what do you think? Of course, some people get it, or most people get it. Comments like this, it's bad when the CEO of the largest U.S. electric car company tweets this. Amazing that the CEO of the biggest electric car company has to say this in hopes of saving the country. So there's something about this new anti-Russian, pro-Ukraine sentiment that's going on right now that has me, I don't know how to put it into words, kind of skeptical. Hear me out. If it feels like another weapons of mass destruction type thing, the way the nation is trying to rally everyone into this cause, and I don't like it. Is Putin a bad guy? Yes. Are the Ukrainian people suffering right now? Yes. I get it. I understand. But something about the propaganda on our side that it just doesn't feel right. And I've been reaching out to my Ukrainian friends because, I don't really trust anybody who has an opinion on this unless they understand the dynamics over there. And I'm smart enough to know I don't understand it, and I'd like to understand it. And I kind of get the feeling that they feel the same way. They feel for their people over there, but there's something about this that is just going to be not only bad for the Ukrainian people, but bad for the world. So, once I get to the bottom of it, and where I can form at least a little bit of an informed opinion about the matter, maybe I'll do a video on it and share my thoughts with you. But for right now, articles like this really, it feels like we've jumped the shark here a little bit. International Cat Federation bans Russian cats from competitions. This is getting kind of laughable now. City apologizes for bridge's inability to display the Ukrainian colored lights. So this just screams wokeness and propaganda. So just keep your eyes open and your mind open. That's all I'm saying. Then we have Powell over here, the Fed chair. In his recent testimony, he says this comment here: digital currencies are a speculation like gold. This kind of left crypto bugs and gold bugs scratching their heads like, the hell is he talking about? He simultaneously pissed off both the crypto bugs and the gold bugs, which is like impossible to do, right? I get it. He's saying digital currencies are speculation. People are speculating on the price going up. But he's also in a way saying that gold is like Bitcoin and Bitcoin's like gold. But here's the thing. If you have your money in cash right now, you're basically speculating that the inflation is not going to go up. And we all know how that's working out. The money you have in your bank account is not buying the same stuff or the same amount of stuff that it did last year. So speaking of Bitcoin, we had a triple top here. 1, 2, 3, and it failed. So now it's coming down to this red line. And this red line's been pretty stable. I've been buying along this. Every time it hits this line, I'll buy some more. I'll buy some Bitcoin. I'll buy some Ethereum. I'll add to all my positions. It's probably going to bounce off of it again, only because these Fibonacci numbers, this kind of rainbow chart here that I have. I'll move it so you know what I'm talking about. This chart here. This coincides with this blue line here, the bottom of this green line. So that to me is going to act like, really good support. If it goes through it, then we're looking at next support at this bottom of this blue line and the bottom of this trend line here, this blue trend line that goes way back into time, way back to there. When was that? So last touched it November 2021. So that's the case with Bitcoin. I posted this chart a while ago and I didn't provide any context, and that's on me. It's kind of confused some people. They thought that this was a price chart, and when I said it's Bitcoin season, that Bitcoin was down. This actually is the Bitcoin altcoin season. How this works is it tracks the performance of the top 50 coins in comparison to Bitcoin, and if 75% of the top 50 coins perform better than Bitcoin over the last season, which they count as 90 days, it's considered altcoin season. And when the inverse is true and Bitcoin's outperforming, then it's considered Bitcoin season. And you can see Bitcoin's place here in black in relationship to all the other coins. So all the coins to the right of it are in a negative, Bitcoin also in a negative. And we don't see positive coins in the past 90 days till we hit FTM here at 2%, with Osmo here being 107.2% in the past 90 days. So how do we use this? Okay, so I made a little graphic here to explain how I see this. So when we're in altcoin season here at the top, that's a good time to start taking profits of your altcoins that perform well. It might also be a good time to buy Bitcoin with your altcoins that are high, so you're trading high for low, or perhaps buy Bitcoin with USD because Bitcoin hasn't been performing in the past 90 days. So maybe it's hit a bottom and it might be a good time to buy. If we're below the blue line and we're in Bitcoin season, that might be a good time to take Bitcoin profits or buy alts with your Bitcoin now that your Bitcoins can buy more and you're picking up the altcoins cheap, or just buy alts with new money. And if you're somewhere in the middle here, that's a good time to just accumulate dollar cost average into Bitcoins, altcoins. Basically, whatever you want to buy is a good time to buy a little bit at a time, dollar cost average. Build those bags. So that's it. Keep your eye on the news, or maybe don't keep your eye on the news if it depresses you, because things just seem to be getting worse and worse. And what scares me even more than what's going on with Russia is really the response to it. The powers that be, whether it's here in the United States or Europe, I'm more concerned about what their response is, because one false misstep here can lead to disaster on many levels. So let's just pray that doesn't happen. That's all for now. Take care and we'll see you soon.